Hello, Times Cryptic, let's go. Disgusted about angry speech, finally bought sheathed weapon. Nope. Collection of letters from such a keen swimmer. This is a hidden clue. Collection of letters is the hidden indicator, and with the word such a keen beginning with the H of such, we can read hake, which is a fish, hence a swimmer. Great head of Repton, but initially bitter. This is acerb. Great is ace. Head of Repton is the initial letter of Repton. But initially is the initial letter of but. That gives acerb, which means bitter. Problem with vision. England's first coach conceals very well. This is eye strain. So eye strain is a problem with vision. England's first is the first letter of England. Coach is train. Conceals very well, conceals yes. Gain fame at last, plugging a food, flavouring. Fame at last is surely just the last letter of fame. Plugging suggests in the middle of a food, and the whole thing is flavouring, not getting that. Discredit military engineers only. Wow, these letters look helpful. Discredit military engineers. I wonder if this is rebut. To rebut is to discredit. Military engineers could be RE, short for Royal Engineers, part of the British Army. And only is but. One who'll go far, perhaps, rebuked about line, supporting rash study misguidedly. Misguidedly looks like an anagram indicator, which suggests that it's part of the wordplay, hence the definition will be at the beginning of the clue, and probably one who'll go far, perhaps. But if misguidedly is an anagram indicator, it's going to be an anagram of rash study. And the word supporting suggests that the rash study anagram appears at the beginning of the clue. So, does that help? One who'll go far, perhaps. Well, it could begin astro, a prefix referring to the stars, but I'm not getting anything else. Film medic with wee tot in upper class area. Nope. Long period of time before November. November is N in the NATO phonetic alphabet. Yeah, this is yearn. So to yearn is to long. Period of time is year before November before N. Dissect a cat in an island quarter. Nope. Fragmentary report of dinner organised by UN. Coarse person turning dried grass over and over. Yeah, I think this is Yahoo. A Yahoo is a coarse person. Dried grass is hay. And turning is a reversal indicator. Over is O, a cricketing abbreviation. So over and over could be OO. Clothing worn by sisters in hospital to some extent. This is habit. So a habit is clothing worn by nuns, and sisters can be nuns. Hospital is H, the abbreviation. To some extent is a bit. US lawyer given thanks for information. This is data. US lawyer is DA, short for district attorney. Given thanks, given tar. That gives data, which is information. But not your present setters. Formative years. No, not getting that. Boring part in exam going over repetitive course. This is orbital. So a boring part is a bit in the sense of a drill's bit. In exam, in oral, and going over, that gives orbital, which means going around in an orbit, which is going over a repetitive course, because orbits repeat. Where a dentist may look dispirited, this is down in the mouth. So a dentist may look down in one's mouth, and down in the mouth means dispirited. Sign in EU country mostly, welcoming immigrants primarily. Well, immigrants primarily is likely to be the letter I, the initial letter of immigrants. So the definition is going to be sign, and we're looking for an EU country without its last letter containing the letter I. Not getting that. Make censorious remarks in main broadcast commercial. No. Okay, let's look at the downs. Respectful way to address male relative keeping a hotel. Wow, what's this? Hotel is surely H, the abbreviation. So the definition, respectful way to address or to address male. Not getting that. Material in publication unknown in East. Wow. Yeah, this is organzyme. So organzyme is a type of material. Publication is organ. Unknown is Z, a mathematical unknown. In is in, and East is E, the abbreviation. Let me revisit the acrosses as we've got 2 letters in them. Disgusted about angry speech. Finally, brought sheathed weapon. I think this begins sword. So disgusted about angry speech. Well, angry speech could be words. So we're looking for a word meaning disgusted to go around words. Finally brought is probably the final letter of the word bought. And yeah, it is T, but it's not there. So we have sword stick. So disgusted is sick. About angry speech, words. Finally bought T. That gives sword stick, which is a sheathed weapon. Now G and W look useful. Means to follow. Bombed thoroughfare. Well, means is way. To follow bombed. Well, bombed means high as a slang term. And that gives highway, which is a thoroughfare. Fantastic. Respectful way to address. Male relative keeping a hotel. So this is sahib. Sahib is a respectful way to address a male. Relative is sib, short for sibling. Keeping a, hotel, H, the abbreviation. Marsupial with crooked legs caught bird. This is bandicoot. So a bandicoot is a marsupial. With is just a joining word. No, with crooked legs is bandy, B-A-N-D-Y, and caught is a homophone indicator. So bandy sounds like bandy spelt with an I, and then bird is coot. Sort of gland. Your old French king ultimately had. I think this is thyroid. So a thyroid is a sort of gland. Your old is thy, because thy is an old word for your. French king is roi, because roi is French for king. And ultimately had refers to the last letter of had. Confused. Church article relating to the ear. Well, relating to the ear is otic. Yeah, this is chaotic. So chaotic means confused. Church is CH, the abbreviation. Article is A, one of the indefinite articles in grammar. And relating to the ear is otic. Film. Well, I wonder if this is docudrama. So a docudrama is a film. Medic is doc. We tot is dram. In upper class, U, the abbreviation. Area, A, the abbreviation. Now, can we get 9 down? One who'll go far, perhaps. Wow, D blank Y. Rebuked about line. Supporting rash study misguidedly. So rash study has got 9 letters, which is the whole of the first word. And R, D, and Y are contained in the letters of rash study. Aha. Well, yes, Thursday's child. There's a rhyme which says what's going to happen to you depending on what day of the week you're born. And that rhyme says that Thursday's child will go far. So, Thursday's child is one who'll go far, perhaps. Rebuked is chid, past tense of chided. About line, about L, the abbreviation. Supporting rash study misguidedly, supporting an anagram of rash study. Gain, fame at last. Plugging A, food. Flavouring. Well, I can see that achieve fits the letter pattern and means gain. Fame at last is the letter E. Plugging A, and then food flavouring is chive. Fantastic, that's the top right done. Dissect a cat in an island quarter. Dissect looks like an anagram indicator. Well, except quarter looks like a reference to one of the points on the compass, so we have wordplay indicators at the beginning and end of the clue. I'm coming back to that. But not your present setters. Formative years. Wow, boyhood isn't long enough, but it may be something similar to that. Fundamental reason for full stop. Yeah, I think this is a double definition. A point is a fundamental reason, and a point is also a full stop. Now, does P help? But not your present setters. Formative years. Nope, not getting that. Fragmentary report of dinner organised by UN. Yeah, I think this is piecemeal. So piecemeal means fragmentary. And then report of is a homophone indicator. Dinner is meal, but the UN, the United Nations, are peacekeepers. So a dinner organised by the UN could be a piecemeal, spelt P-E-A-C-E, and that sounds like the answer. Now, surely this is puppyhood. But not your present. Well, let me address the definition first. Setter looks like it's a reference to the setter of this crossword, but actually it's a reference to a dog. A setter is a breed of dog. So a setter's formative years could be puppyhood. Now we need to look at the wordplay, which is but not your present. The whole thing is a misleading definition or a cryptic definition, so it's not, you don't get the split between wordplay and definition, it's all definition, but a misleading one. And the misleading element of this is that setter refers to dog and not the present setter, i.e. the setter of this crossword. Great, just the bottom right to go, 16 minutes down. Greek characters record on pit administration ultimately. This is epsilon. So epsilon is a letter in the Greek alphabet, hence a Greek character. Record is EP, a type of record, short for extended play. On pit, on silo, and then administration ultimately is the final letter of administration. Odd claim involving one's secularity. Well, odd looks like an anagram indicator for claim. And then one's could be IS. So an anagram of claim about IS gives laicism, which is secularity. Royals use this material to trouble, fool, surrounded by silence. Wow. Not sure, or don't know rather. Sign in EU country. Yeah, I think this is initial. To initial is to sign. EU country is Italy, mostly without its last letter. Welcoming immigrants primarily. Yeah, let me rehearse that. So sign is initial. In is in. EU country is Italy, mostly without its last letter, welcoming immigrants primarily, including the initial letter of immigrants. Make censorious remarks in main broadcast commercial. I think this is animadvert. Animadvert. Okay. So to animadvert is to make censorious remarks. Broadcast is an anagram indicator for in main, except it's not. Commercial is advert. Yeah. Broadcast is an anagram indicator for main. That gives anim, and then commercial is advert. That gives animadvert, which means make censorious remarks. In is just a linking word. Slaves, extremely horrible fate. This is helot. A helot is a slave. Extremely horrible tells us to take the extreme letters of the word horrible. And then fate is lot. Now let me momentarily pause and do my quick typo squiz. Make sure everything in is what I intended. So I own any mistakes. All the acrosses look good. Downs also looking okay. I don't think there's anything to go back to. And we have 2 clues left. And they don't look promising. Dissect. A cat. I wonder if this is anatomize. So, to anatomize could be to dissect. A is A, cat is Tom. In Anne, island, IS, the abbreviation for island, and then quarter, E, one of the quarters or points of the compass. 1 clue to go. Royals use this material. So I think this is sailcloth. A royal is a type of sail. So sailcloth is a material used by royals. To trouble is to ail. Fool is clot. Surrounded by silence, surrounded by sh, an interjection meaning silence. So there we go. Every clue solved, every clue explained, no empty squares. Submit, submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Fantastic. Wow, what a beautiful puzzle from the Times. Super fun and a really substantial challenge today without being ridiculously hard. So absolutely wonderful stuff from the Times, and I think the new Times editor is well into his stride now, and certainly the puzzles that are being put out are really good ones. And we did have a puzzle last Friday, which has been the hardest Times crossword that I can remember. It had a snitch of over 200. It was just brutally hard, but when you got to the end of it, the puzzle was sensational and absolutely no criticisms. It was a privilege to have a go at tackling such a puzzle. I managed, after 30 minutes, to have all but 6 clues solved, but I then checked the answers. So I don't know how long it would have taken me if I had persevered, but it was, in any event, a wonderful challenge. So do look that up if you want to have a go. In terms of this puzzle, I don't think the snitch is 200, possibly in the 60s or 70s. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this solve. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.